factors that affect glucagon secretion. We studied about insulin. Now, what are the factors about glucagon secretion then? So, stimuli for glucagon secretion and inhibitors. In both, two headings we can discuss: stimulators and inhibitors. Stimulator, decrease blood glucose level. This is the stimulator. Increase serum amino acids, arginine and alanine. Sympathetic nervous system stimulation, stress, exercise, all these kind of things stimulate glucagon secretion. Whereas inhibitors of glucagon secretions are somatostatin, insulin, and increase in blood glucose level. Okay, these are the three things that inhibits glucagon secretion. Okay, then now this is the algorithm for how glucagon acts on the cells. Plasma, now there is decreased glucose level, then alpha cells of pancreas secretes glucagon, then go to the liver, and then glycogenolysis, glucogenesis, ketone body formation, and then lactate and pyruvate make their gluconeogenesis, and from muscle they come to okay. The muscle produces lactate, okay, beta cells of pancreas, insulin decrease. Okay, then what happens? Muscle and adipose tissue produce lactic acid, pyruvate, amino acid, fatty acids. So it goes to the liver, and gluconeogenesis will be there. So the okay, so then there will be ketone body formation, and the end result is increase in plasma blood glucose level. Okay, the glucagon causes end result is increase in the plasma blood glucose level. Okay. It is required for the use of brain and peripheral tissue. Okay, this is the just a flow chart how glucagon acts on the cells, especially on the liver cell. Especially on the liver cell. Okay, so then this is the summary of glucagon. Cell of origin is alpha cells of pancreas. Chemical nature is 29 amino acid peptide. Biosynthesis from typical peptide. Transport in circulation, dissolve in plasma. Half-life is 4 to 6 minutes. Insulin has 5 minutes. It has 4 to 6 minutes. Similar, can say average 5 minutes. And factors affecting release is stimulated by plasma glucose less than 200 milligram with maximum secretion below 50 milligram and blood amino acids, increased blood amino acids. Okay, if the blood glucose level decreases 50 milligram, then there will be maximum secretion of glucagon. Okay, whereas blood glucose level of 300 milligram will cause maximum secretion of insulin. Yes, yesterday we discussed about it. Okay, so maximum threshold for glucose to secrete maximum amount of glucose is 50 milligram of blood. Okay, very hypoglycemia. Okay, at that point the maximum level of glucagon is secreted. Whereas in 200 milligram per there, then it will now start to say glucagon now start to secrete. Okay, so that's the thing. Then target tissue is liver primarily, and target receptors and second messenger is G protein coupled receptor linked with cyclic AMP. Okay, so these things are discussed several times, but I will not go in detail. And the whole body or tissue action, plasma goes by glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, and lipolysis leads to ketogenesis in liver. Okay, then action at molecular level alters existing enzymes and stimulates synthesis of new enzymes. Okay, feedback regulation is plasma blood glucose, increase in plasma. Other information is member of secretin family along with VIP, GIP, and GLP. I will not go on this detail. So this is how this is the summary of glucagon. Just I will give you the summary. Okay. Then so insulin and glucagon. Now you can balance between insulin and glucagon. Okay. So this side is fed state. This side is fasted state. So in the fed state we have insulin is high. Okay, the insulin is greater, so there is glucose oxidation, glycogen synthesis, fat synthesis, protein synthesis. When we are in fast state, in hunger state, glucagon side is heavier, and then what will happen? There is glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, and ketogenesis. So it is very simple diagram to show you. So very simple one. to understand, to make your concept clear. Okay, very simple diagram. Deepika, सुन्नेको छ? Okay. Then, so this is regulation of blood glucose concentration. There are a lot of things. So blood glucose normal level is 70 to 110 milligram per dl. Okay. So there are beta cells of pancreas. Then there is alpha cell of pancreas. They are both. So these are the things that we control blood glucose homeostasis. Okay. And then so this is how this. There are a lot of events occurring. So you can write this. Okay. So this I will describe how insulin increase the rate of glucose transport in the target cell, increase rate of glucose utilization, ATP generation, increase glucose to glycogen, increase amino acid absorption and protein synthesis, increase triglyceride synthesis and nervous tissue. Whereas glycogenesis has glucagon has opposite effect, increase breakdown of glycogen, increase breakdown of fats, increase synthesis and increase of glucose. Okay, so everybody now describes. Now you can write in your own story. You can write in your notebook about glucose and glucagon. Okay, now disorder of carbohydrate metabolism results from TPO reason secretion and hypoactivity of insulin. The cardinal signs of diabetes mellitus are polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia. Polyuria means huge urine output, polydipsia means excessive thirst, and polyphagia means excessive hunger and food consumption. So now physiology has also described about diabetes mellitus maybe. So you will in pathology people will also discuss about diabetes mellitus. Thus I am giving some hints here. So now diabetes mellitus are two types. Type 1, here the type 1 beta cell is destroyed. There is no insulin production. The chronic fasted state. So melting place, it is called chronic fast wellness. Okay. The ketosis, acidosis, glucosuria, diuresis, and coma. Okay, that can occur. Well, and in type 2, so in type 1, beta cell destroyed, no insulin like this, and in type 2, oh, the why this flipping? Type 2, what is happening is that now type 2 is more common. Over 15 million diabetics in USA. Okay, 10% type 1, 90% type 2. In USA, Nepal is also like similar. 10% type 1, 90% maybe Nepal, all 10% were only 10% of people diabetic are just type 1, 20% are type 2. More there is insulin resistance here, not insulin deficiency, but insulin resistance. So there is chronic complications arises here in the type 2 mostly. That is atherosclerosis, renal failure, blindness, and all those things are coming. Very common because a lot of populations of diabetics are in type 2 one, okay, type 2. So that's why. And then now why this is flipping? Now if you measure blood glucose level and this is there is a how to diagnose there is a test called oral glucose tolerance test. Okay, so if you are measuring, then you in the y-axis there is a glucose level, in the x-axis is the time. Okay, time. This is 1 hour. This is 2 hours. Okay, so this is we measure the blood glucose level in sequence. Okay, 30 30 minutes, 1 hour, 150 hour, and 2 hour. Okay. So this is called oral glucose tolerance test. If you see in the diabetic subject and in the normal subject, you can see there is a one peak here after food, after oral glucose dose, oral glucose dose. Now in the diabetic, it remains constant and elevated. See, above 200, above 200. Whereas in normal, it reaches some to around 140, 130, and then comes down. Okay, this is called oral glucose tolerance test. Okay, so we diagnose diabetes by oral glucose tolerance test. Now, GPT after now you can see now another case you can see diabetes lot of okay, here is the normal and this is the diabetic case. Okay, so we are measuring glucose before now what we do in the oral glucose tolerance test is that we measure fasting blood glucose level and we it is taken as a 0 time and then we give them 300 milligram of glucose, okay, powder with water with 150 milligram. I think I forgot the actual dose of glucose, but I think 150 also. Okay, you can see. And then with 3 ml of water, 300 ml of water, and then we measure after 30 minutes, then 1 hour, then 1 and 30 minutes, 1.5 hours, then in 2 hours. Okay, and plot the graph. And then what we see is that there is a in diabetes this type of curve is there. Whereas a normal subject, this type. Okay, this type of curve will get. Okay, this is called oral glucose tolerance test. Okay. Symptoms of diabetes mellitus are hyperglycemia, polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia, ketoacidosis, hyperlipidemia, muscle wasting, electrolyte depletion, like that. Okay, these are the things. Okay, so liver is mostly involved, skeletal muscle is involved. Okay, that's why there is osmotic diuresis, glycosuria, ketonuria, loss of sodium and potassium. Okay, there will be acid-base imbalance also. So that's why these things are occurring in the diabetes mellitus. The organ involved are skeletal muscle, adipose tissue, and liver. Okay. So now I finished this, but I will start another detail about. Okay. Now again I will start from diabetes mellitus. Okay. So here I will mostly concerned about the insulin types of insulin. I will go faster here. So diabetes mellitus, now I will just review very fast. So again, a group of disease characterized by high levels of glucose. Deepika, देखिएको छ? Okay, so you know that so group of disease characterized by high levels of blood glucose resulting from in US, 7% of the people are suffering from diabetes mellitus. Okay, and consists of 3 types. Diabetics are so many types. There are you can in the pathology there are MODY, there are gestational diabetes mellitus, MODY, and other things are there. I will not go on detail now. That you can read this Robbins textbook also on diabetes mellitus. So many kinds of there are genetic defects and all those things are there. You go on that and then you read carefully. But or for practical purpose, again you can divide into type 1, type 2, and MODY is there. MODY means maturity onset diabetes of the young. Okay, so then it looks like type 1, but it is not that. Okay, so the genetic defect is different for that. And then gestational diabetes is the condition where in the pregnancy we can get diabetes mellitus, which is induced by pregnancy. Okay, so the diabetes, there is a complications like stroke, heart attack, kidney disease, because stroke and heart attack are lipid disorders. Okay, because of diabetic causes lipid disorder, and kidney failure will be there because attacks kidney basement membrane. Glucose attacks kidney basement membrane, and that's why it is kidney disease, eye disease, vascular, and glucose also, high level of glucose attacks endothelial cells of the blood vessels. That's why there is eye disease, and it also attacks nerve membrane also, and then that's the nerve damage also. So now that high level of blood glucose, constant high level of blood glucose is very dangerous for us. Okay, that it can create so many problems. Okay, there are a lot of complications. Okay, and then so diabetes type 1, type 2. So there is a, can see lack of in production insulin action resistant cells. Okay, it is commonly found in the 40 up years 40 years age. Okay, where is a cell that produce insulins are destroyed here in type 1. Okay, so below 30 years. Okay, and gestational diabetes is the 3 to 5% of pregnant women in the United States. In Nepal also same develop gestational diabetes. 3 to 5% of the all pregnant lady, not general population. 3 to 5% of all pregnant lady will develop gestational diabetes mellitus. Okay, these are the findings. Okay, so then testing, because we are in biochemistry. So what we do in the diabetes is that we can measure fasting plasma glucose test. Okay, so it is about 100 to 125 mdl. It should be less than 120, according to WHO. It should be less than 126 milligram per dl. Okay, and we can measure HbA1c also. Okay, glycated. That is a glycated hemoglobin. Glycated. Okay, and we can do oral glucose test. Tested for 2 hours of glucose. There is drink with glucose, and it should be 100 to 200, 140 to 190 milligram singles. Okay, and if greater than 200, then it is diabetes mellitus. And you can see that plasma glucose level is biphasic. I have discussed yesterday also. Plasma glucose level insulin is biphasic. Peak, then again constant. Okay, insulin after blood glucose. Okay, infusion glucose. This is biphasic release of insulin. Biphasic release. Now, I am mainly concerned today about the insulin, types of insulin. Although these pharmacological people should discuss these things, but as a biochemistry, this is related with molecular biology of this is related with amino acid sequence and all those things. So that I prefer to discuss the classification, things, genetic defects, we will discuss in the pathology also. It does not matter. I am not bothered about that. But today I'll discuss about the insulin, types of insulin. Okay, what is the difference between different kinds of insulin? Okay, which are present in our market. So insulin was the first molecule that was isolated, first hormone protein that was isolated from crystallized. Okay, that was crystallized first. Okay, isolate protein. And insulin was the first molecule that was studied by X-ray crystallography. Okay, first molecule. It was studied by the structure of insulin first studied by X-ray crystallography. 3-dimensional structure of any protein can be studied by X-ray crystallography. Just like ordinary X-ray, we pass the X-ray, and there are so many. There are so many what is called lattice formation, and that lattice we analyze. Okay, mathematically and everything. There is from X-ray crystallography. The image is lattice. Okay, so lattice formation. The lattice is a space. There is a space, and there are molecules. So there is geometry is there, and then by mathematical, physical chemistry, there are. This is done by physical chemist. Okay, and then and they do this, and DNA structure is also studied by X-ray crystallography. Okay, that's why, and this insulin was. Okay, so this started. So this is how this is that, and Then yesterday I discussed that insulin consists of Deepika सुन्नेको छ? It consists of A and B chains linked by two disulfide bonds. Okay, now this is the actual structure, okay, of insulin. These are the A chain, okay. This is A chain and B chain. Okay, and there are two disulfide bond, interchain disulfide bond and intrachain disulfide. There are three disulfide bond. Okay. Okay. Now, if you look at this, what you what we see is that there are a lot of variation in bee insulin and human insulin. Okay, so this glycine can be this glycine can be replaced by deep alanine A8 in A8 position. Ooh. A8 position and A9 position, A10 position, and B30 position. These amino acids are now which position? A8, A8, A9, A10, A30 position. There is replacement in beef, sheep, pig, sperm whale, sea whale, human subject is threonine in A8 position. In A9 position, there is serine, and A10 position, there is isoleucine. In B30 position, there is threonine. Previously, we were using procrine insulin, pig insulin, okay? In pig insulin, in A8 position, there is threonine, and human also threonine. In A9 position, in pig, there is serine, human also serine. In A10 position, pig is isoleucine, in human also isoleucine. So in B and in pig, there is in 30 position there is alanine, whereas human there is threonine. Okay, that was the difference. There is amino acid sequence difference in pig and human insulin. Procrine insulin, we call procrine. Previous in world procrine insulin. Okay, procrine insulin. Procrine means pig insulin. So there is a structural difference in the amino acids. Okay, this is that things that I am to show you. History of insulin, history of today, how insulin was developed, and now today in the market we can get human insulin. Okay, by recombinant DNA technology. By recombinant DNA technology, now we can manufacture human insulin, exact human insulin, exact form that is secreted by beta cell of pancreas. Same amino sequence of insulin, human insulin can be produced artificially by recombinant DNA technologies nowadays, and which is now available in everywhere throughout the world. Okay, now people are not using pig procrine insulin nowadays. All people are using human insulin. Okay, nowadays. But for you people, just how the insulin was developed, that I am going to show you. Okay. Now, insulin, as I have said, this is the isolate of Langerhans, beta granules, and this is the insulin structure. Okay, insulin structure you can see, and there is C peptide is liberated, but I'm going not to go on detail here. Okay, so there is a insulin can. Other thing is that the insulin is a dimer form. When you zinc, when you give zinc, it can form insulin hexamer also. Hexamer means 6. Dimers 2. Hexamer means 6. Okay, can form hexamer also. So zinc is such a thing. Okay, for insulin. So that's why this is important. That I'm going to, I'll tell you something about that, zinc, and then now, so insulin has a receptor. So I'm now today, I am going to discuss about insulin as a receptor. It's a dimer, you can see here. Okay. There is a, you can see this is a dimer, this is low, the below lowest diagram, you can see it's a dimer. Okay. This is dimer. So it has a extracellular domain and intracellular domain. It's a dimer. Okay. It is a tyrosine kinase receptor are the locks in which the insulin key fields involved in signal transduction. Okay. Okay. So that's the thing. And then what happens? In the case of type 1 diabetes, insulin levels are grossly deficient. Thus, type 1 diabetes is invariably treated with insulin. Okay. In type 2 diabetes is frequently associated with obesity. Serum insulin levels are normal or elevated. So this is a disease of insulin resistance. A number of treatment options may be employed. Okay. So type 1 diabetes, we give insulin, whereas for type 2, we give other drugs. Okay. Other drugs. Okay. Now, there are pancreatic hormones and insulin receptor agonist drugs are available nowadays. Okay. Nowadays. So, the bulk of the pancreas is an exocrine gland secreting pancreatic fluid into the duodenum after a meal. Inside the pancreas are millions of clusters of cells called islets of Langerhans. The islets are endocrine tissues containing 4 types of cells. In order of abundance, they are beta cell, alpha cell, delta cell, gamma cells. You all of you know that I will not go into detail. Alpha. So beta cell secretes insulin and amylin, alpha cell secretes glucagon, delta cells which secrete somatostatin, gamma cells which secrete polypeptide. Okay? This is the thing. Pancreatic hormones are insulin, amylin, glucagon, somatostatin, pancreatic polypeptide. Okay, you know that. Now, insulin is a protein consist of A chain, 21 amino acids linked by 2 disulfide bridge to a beta chain of 3 amino acids. Okay, this is the now the ribbon-like structure, A chain. Okay, A chain, and this is B chain, ribbon-like structure. Okay, so this is the thing structure, and then now insulin affects many organs. Amino acid uptake, protein synthesis, glucose uptake, glycogen synthesis, fat synthesis, glycogen breaking enzyme production, like that. Okay. Now this is a receptor. So this is inactive receptor. When then insulin binds, then there are tyrosine kinase, there autophosphorylation is there. Then there is signal transduction. So then the intracellular events are occurring. Okay, after that. Okay, this is the things. Okay. Now, who need insulin medicine? Type 1 insulin dependent diabetes patients whose body produces no insulin. Type 2 diabetes patients that do not always produce enough insulin. Two people are needing insulin. Treatment is subcutaneous injection. Okay. Especially insulin is given subcutaneously. Okay. Or in the hospitalized patient only, we can give IV infusion. In diabetic ketoacidosis, we use IV insulin. Okay. Now, I am going to show you the detail about the insulin drug evolution, insulin evaluation. Okay, how insulin works. Stage 1, insulin was extracted from the glands of cows and pigs in 1920s. So amino acids, you can see beef, this is cow, okay, and then pork and human, there is a difference. Okay, and now A chain position, A8, A10 and A10-1, B chain position, B28, B29, B30 position, B31. Now you can see here, beef, there is flipping. So there is in A8, valine in beef, pork threonine, human threonine. In beef, valine, in ethane, and in pork there is asparagine, isoleucine, and A21, asparagine, same. B28, proline. B29, lysine. B30, alanine, and threonine. So compared to the beef, pork is similar, okay? Pork is similar, just alanine is now in the B30, there is difference, just one difference is there. Compared to the beef, pork is similar with human, just one alanine, is there, okay? So this is the molecular difference, okay, amino acid difference in procrine and human and beef insulin, okay? But these are stage 1 of insulin, 1920s. In stage 2, the development was that converted the peak insulin into human insulin by removing the one amino acid that distinguishes them and replacing it with a human version. That was done. Just if you remove this alanine of procrine insulin, just one amino acid, and then replaced by threonine, then it can become human insulin. That thing was done in the stage 2 of the development of insulin. People try to do like that, okay? The development of this production of insulin. People try to do that, okay? In stage 2. Then gradually, in stage 3, what they did was what they did in the stage. Now they applied the recombinant DNA technology here. They insert the human insulin gene into E. coli and culture the recombinant E. coli to produce insulin. Trade name Humulin, human insulin. Yeast is also used as a produce the insulin. Trade name Novolin. Now this is the recombinant plasmid. Oh, sorry. Now recombinant plasmid, okay. This is the recombinant, the circular is the recombinant plasmid, and then they culture with the bacteria cell and produce lot of insulin. That is recombinant DNA technology. Okay, it was achieved in 1987 around that time. Okay, this human recombinant DNA technology, production of insulin. Recombinant DNA technology has also made it possible to manufacture slightly modified forms of human insulin that work faster. Humalog. It is faster. And Novolog, or slower Lantus than regular human insulin. So how to make faster and slower? This is also interesting. Okay, people are not trying so many kinds of insulin making, insulin from normal to faster or slower according to the need for the patient. Okay, types of the patient. So what they did was that, so in the market then you can get regular insulin, insulin analogs, pre-mixed insulin, short peptide mimics, like that. Okay, nowadays. Regular insulin. Regular insulin is human insulin. The trade name is Humulin from E. coli, Novolin from yeast, NPH insulin, neutral protamine hexahexadone insulin, it is protamine mixed, and lente insulin, alternate insulin. Okay, zinc is added. Sorry. Zinc is added. Why we eat zinc? I showed in the figure that zinc can form hexadimer, okay, hexamer insulin, okay, so that's why zinc was added. Okay, this is how people prepare lente insulin. In the market is available here as a lente insulin. Okay, so this is very important for you. This is very applied things that I am telling you. Deepika सुनिराखेको छ? Okay. Now we are coming to the insulin analogs. Next. Okay. So insulin analogs are fatty acid acylated insulin, insulin lispro analog, and insulin aspart, insulin glargine, xanthus, insulin detimor, insulin. So many types of insulin. They were developed around 2006. So human, now there is one example I am showing you, human insulin and insulin lispro. Okay, there you can see tyrosine. Now there you can get in the place of lysine, there is in the place of proline there is lysine. Here in the lispro, and in the place of lysine there is proline here. Shifting. Okay, amino acid shifting. By shifting the amino acid, we can alter the property of the insulin. Okay, we can alter the property of either it becomes more soluble or it becomes less soluble, like that. Okay, less soluble insulin will have a slower reaction. High soluble insulin has a faster reaction. Okay, so we can manipulate the property of insulin molecule, human insulin also, nowadays, by altering the amino acid sequence. This much of development had occurred, okay, in our technology, molecular biology, recombinant DNA technology. We can alter the sequence of amino acid and alter the property of physical property of the molecule. This is because of development of biochemistry. Okay, this is because of biochemistry. Deepika, सुन्नेको छ? Okay. Now, can see now this chart is very important. Now, okay, A chain position and B chain. We can alter in the A chain position or in the B chain position also. Okay, in A21, B3, we can alter in this position. In the and B28, B29, and B30. So in other cases, they can enter B31 and B38. Okay. So now, human insulin has asparagine, proline, lysine, and threonine. Human insulin aspart can change here. In aspartic acid. In B28, we can, instead of proline, we can change proline, we can displace proline and replace aspartic acid. Exchange, okay? Then it becomes human aspart, aspart insulin, okay? Then again, if you displace lysine and proline of B28, B29 of lispro insulin, okay, then it becomes proline and lysine in B28 and B29, it becomes lispro, okay? Okay, becomes lispro. If you displace B3 and B29 by lysine and glutamate, then it becomes glue insulin, glulicidine. Okay? Varieties. If you displace or B31, the a fatty acid, B30, not by any origin, then acid, fatty acid, myristic acid. Myristic acid, then what becomes, this is a determinate insulin. Determinate. Now, the important point here is that, then these are the rapid acting insulin. Okay, these are repeating because the insulin becomes more soluble than normal human insulin. So we are producing rapid acting insulin, faster acting. Now this is the thing when you add arginine and glycine and myristic acid in the point, then it becomes like a long acting, becomes lipid like because we are adding lipid or you are adding what is called this. This non-soluble amino acid, then what it becomes? The insulin, normal insulin becomes long acting. Long acting. Okay. The wrong acting is because of this. These three: aspartate, lispro, insulin. Wrong acting. Okay. Long, no, short acting. Short acting are these three, and long acting insulins are these two. Now there are pharmacokinetic of all these drugs. Onset hour, peak hour, duration. If you study, they have been studied in the animal and in the human also. So intermediate acting, long acting, premixed, human premixed analog like that. There are different kind of onset, peak hour, duration like that. Okay. Some are 24-hour duration, they work, some up to 2 hours, some 2 to 5 hours, some 3 to 5 hours, some 1 to 25 hours. So we can make long acting, short acting, fast acting, like by doing that. If we study the one set, hour, peak hour, and duration. Okay. By studying like this, we can classify insulin into fast acting, long acting, like intermediate acting. Like. Okay. Deepika, सुन्नेको छ? Okay. I am giving the reference here. So you can study these things. Clinical diagnosis, these are the references, clinical. So you have to, now we have no, these are very journal of biological chemistry, pharmacology review, and the journal of clinical endocrinology, like that. Okay, these are journals. Okay, so these are clinical diabetes, diabetic care, and some website. Okay, so today I discussed about the insulin, mostly on the insulin, glucagon and insulin. So from biochemical point of view, now in the olden days we are using pig insulin, beef insulin, pork insulin, okay, porcine insulin. Nowadays, and then we developed human insulin, and then the human insulin was just first discovered by, just made by just replacing alanine in the pork insulin. Okay, that was first step to develop human insulin. Then recombinant DNA technology was came, and then we made human insulin in large amount by recombinant DNA technology by multiplying E. coli, okay, in the host cells, or multiplying yeast cells, okay, in the host cells, and producing lot of insulin. Can manufacture normal human insulin by recombinant DNA technology nowadays, okay. And not only that, we can modify human insulin to make it slower acting or fast acting by just modifying the molecular structure of the insulin, normal insulin, by replacing some amino acids in the some position in the A chain and beta chain. We can make normally insulin into faster acting, slower acting, like that. This is a very great achievement in the history of medicine. Okay, this is a great achievement in the history of medicine, because the diabetes is a common culprit throughout the world. It is a very, all you can say, uh, about 7% of the people, or about 10% of the people are suffering from diabetes mellitus, or 7% can say people are suffering from diabetes mellitus throughout the world, out of which 90% are suffering from type 2 diabetes mellitus, and 10% are suffering from insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. So making insulin in our desired result, in our desired choice, is a great achievement. And because this makes our food cure the patient, service of the patient, so it is necessary to have that. Okay, and people will, so we have achieved so much of development in the production of insulin nowadays. Okay, because of development in the recombinant molecular biology technology. Okay, this much have been possible because of that. Okay, that's why technology is very important, and if we develop the technology, then we can manipulate so many organic molecule. Okay, like this insulin. Now, this is, I am telling you, this is because one example of the use of recombinant DNA technology in insulin. Not only that, in other things also, we are achieving so many in cancerous cells, in gene therapy has come up. Okay, so for example, what is called this combined this immunological different, okay, ADA deficiency. Okay, adenosine deadenosine deficiency. We can produce gene, can give gene therapy. Okay, and in thalassemia and other things, sickle cell anemia, and other, can have so many kind of things. Then people are going gene therapy because of, we can manipulate the molecule. Okay, just alter the amino acid sequence. Okay, replace the amino acid, like that. Okay, this is one good example in biochemistry, in the molecular biology, that we can do nowadays. So this is very important, and that's also very important. And production of vaccine also is important. Once you know the amino acid sequence of antibody, and can produce antibody. Once then we can produce antibody in by recombinant DNA technology, or also